Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Restart Podcast. Hey, I hope you've had a great week wherever you are. And whatever has happened to you this week, I hope that you have found clarity along your path. I hope that you have done things to make you happy, to move the needle, as they say, and the progress along in your own life. And I hope that you are content with your choices. And today I wanted to talk about something that is very near and dear to my own heart, very real, and something that I'm currently going through in my own life, which is struggle. And I feel like for the longest time, I have felt like struggle has defined me. Like it is such a huge part of my life, and it has been for as long as I can remember. I have always struggled, and it seems like, we tend to get to a place of familiar in our lives. And when things become familiar, whether they're good or they're bad or somewhere in between, we get comfortable with that feeling. So even though it might be a bad thing, it might be something negative in our lives, we attach ourselves to it because it's what is familiar. And I know I was thinking this week in my own life about, do I identify as a struggler? And I kind of throw that term around because it's not something that we want to admit, that we are a struggler or we are currently struggling in our lives. And I had to face that very real fact that, yes, I identify as a struggler. And if I look back over the course of my own life, I see that every time that things were going really good for me, or I had a season or a high of great things just constantly coming into my life, whether it be a job or a promotion at a current job, more money, a great relationship, the right person just seemed to appear in my life. My kids were all behaving, everything was going good. Then bam, out of nowhere, I would have disaster hit. It would be a tragedy, something totally unexpected. And I'm not talking about, a tragedy as in a death in the family or something like that, but it would be something significant enough that would completely derail all of the progress that I had just mentioned. And it would completely throw me off course. And I remember when that would happen, I would always go back to the mindset of, yep, I knew it. I knew that was coming. I knew that this high of success and this high of achievement and happiness was not going to last because why? I'm a struggler. I identify with the struggle. And it was almost as if it was anticipated. It was expected because that's what I've always known is hardship. And so in thinking about that in retrospect, I'm like, dang, did I kind of wish that upon myself? Did I bring that calamity, that disaster, those obstacles into my life with my own thoughts? Because I identify with struggling. It's like I don't identify with peace. I haven't identified with happiness and calmness. And when things are going great, it's like my brain tries to fight those feelings because I identify as a struggler. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I want to ask you today, are you the same way? Do you also identify with struggling? And if so, I want to let you know that there is no shame in the struggle. In fact, in order to achieve success in our lives, we must struggle first. In order to achieve that success, you got to go through the struggle. And I talk about this a lot with my own circle of people, to embrace the hard, not run away from the really hard shit. because that is what makes you. That is what leads you to your destiny, your purpose. That is what God is going to use in your life to help encourage and influence and impact others. So don't be shameful about your struggle, whatever that may be. It could be financially, it could be a relationship. You might be single and thinking that you're the only one in your circle or the only one at your job that doesn't seem to be in a happy relationship. You're struggling with your identity. You're struggling with being single. You might be struggling with your health, your weight. It seems like everybody else around you can go and eat the crap processed food and nothing happens to them. But the minute that you have one burger, you have major GI issues, or the minute you have some fries, your blood pressure skyrockets. But those people seem to be doing just fine. And oh yeah, on top of that, they never gain weight either. But you can gain weight just by looking at a cupcake, right? Or you might be struggling with your purpose, your calling, where you are at this season of your life. It seems like everybody that you see is walking in their purpose. They have found their path while you're over here alone and the road is about to fork and you're wondering which way you're going to go. And you have no idea because you don't even know what you're supposed to be doing. I want to let you know that struggling is a part of life. And it is so rampant today that people come on TV, social, even podcast, and everybody wants to appear that they have it together. Well, you know what? I'm here to tell you, I am one person that absolutely does not have it together. And I don't feel shame in that, I don't feel like I should hide that. Because if there's somebody else that also doesn't have it together, I want them to know, hey, buddy, I relate to you. You're not alone because I'm over here trying to figure it out just as much as you are. And I'm struggling, and that's okay. And it is okay to be in a season, even an extended seasons, years, where you keep struggling. And it seems like you might feel like I did a long time ago, where for every high, there were 4 lows. For every mountaintop, that valley is waiting, right? But it's okay because there is no shame in the struggle, because the struggle is what makes you, friend. The struggle is needed for you to become the person that you are and the purpose that you're here on this earth to do. So I want to remind you of that today, that struggling leads to success. There is absolutely no shame in struggling. So I hope you've enjoyed this podcast, friends. If you have, please share, subscribe with anyone that you know. Until next time, we'll talk later.